Hello and welcome to Sprint Commander Forge Alliance. Here's a classic game on Ambush Pass between two very good players. We got Scruffy and Pebble. Scruffy, better known as Voodoo. So Aeon on UEF. Expect this to be very good, and this is most likely ranked, and it's somewhere from 2010. See Pebble here going first to land, 6 pigeons. He is known for his mech marines. And what has been suggested to me that I do split screen more often, and I'm gonna try this for this game. So this way I can focus on both bases. We can watch these players simultaneously. We're not seeing a mech marine coming out for and actually maybe, who knows, maybe this will work. Something like this. So now we're seeing the mech marines going in the other direction. Scruffy looks like he's going to go move down, so in this point on the minimap. And you can see very similar gameplay on the minimap here. But a scout, here we got the scout. He did spot this mech marine, so if Scruffy's paying attention, he should be fine. But here we got Bender, a flare coming in, but it looks like it is going to run directly into Pebble's ACU. Pebble not getting the second factory. And here we got simultaneous fighting going on. Interesting mech marine hiding behind a rock. No problems whatsoever for Pebble. And here we got flares. This is a ridiculous mech marine there. Almost took out 2 flares, but unable to do so. See a whole bunch of land is planned for Scruffy. Total of 7 land factories, no air. And we gotta remember this is 3599, so air is a little more expensive. More aggressive ACU for Scruffy for sure. Looks like a point defense is planned after 2 pigeons, 3 mech marines plus engineer, and both players going with light assault bots. So that's kind of interesting. But here now we see some tanks protecting this engineer for Pebble. See how far that gets, how much pressure Scruffy can get on there. And here is a point defense, 250 mass. Very big investment, easily taken out by artillery. We'll see if that actually happens. And here Pebble's gonna pick up a few kills against flares, also some auroras, and an engineer here, very ambitious engineer, is gonna be killed. It's Pebble with a few more kills on the ACU. Some flares gonna try to sneak by, but that's 6 kills. Whole bunch of kills already for Pebble. On the other side, Scruffy seems to have gotten really good map control here on the right side. Pebble is just a little behind. He's going to get a radar. We are seeing Scruffy push ahead. A force of about 10 tanks. You really want a few more, plus some artillery. And a whole bunch of flares now coming down to support Scruffy's ACU. So Scruffy's going to make a push on Pebble's base. We should expect Pebble to make a point defense. He's already working on it. So should be able to get that. No artillery at all. Actually, no, there's an arty coming in for Scruffy. And now Pebble also going to be aggressive with the ACU. Looking at the base for Scruffy's actually already thinking about air. Point defense in the back door, so he's already anticipating an attack. And now Scruffy runs into the point defense. Total of 4 kills. Point defense does its job, more radar and Tech 2. Looks like Tech 2 rush here, 3 factories, but one of them is now Tech 2 for Pebble, so very different. Aeon staying at Tech 1, actually not Tech 2 for Scruffy as well. It's very early Tech 2 for both players. Scruffy's trying to walk around the point defense. Actually we're losing quite a bit of health down to 5,000, now some shields and a mongoose. Tech 2 point defense, so there's really no chance for Scruffy to take this base at this Tech 2 stage. But we might see, here we got a Tech 2 engineer, we just might see some mobile missile launchers to try to counter some of the units that Pebble has made. And I would like some feedback whether or not this arrangement works. I think I'm blocking a little bit of the map, but this way we can keep track of exactly everything that happens. Some interceptors being built here for Scruffy. And very quiet on this front. Pebble basically retreating with his ACU. Maybe get an upgrade, a radar, but a nice force getting built up here for Scruffy is also getting some shields. Scruffy with 4,000 health. Not getting attacked. Tech 2 point defense now for Scruffy. He's got the Tech 2 engineer. And on the other side we are seeing this push. Scruffy is going to get that Tech 2 point defense. It's going to be a very important unit for him. But of course here with these shields and a point defense, it's the original point defense from Scruffy. Should see some overcharges. And it appears that Scruffy is beginning to take over map control. Problems with the back door, and we are now seeing this force continue to make its way forward. Pebble's basically down to his main base. Still trying to put pressure on Scruffy, but now the second point defense going up. But a very important shield here, really saving most of these units for Pebble. And a shield on shield battle, Auroras, shields and Mongoose. Actually Obsidian there as well for Scruffy. Looking at Pebble's base, he does have a couple, actually he's got no Tech 2, so he doesn't have too much eco. Pebble no upgrades on the ACU, which may be a little surprising. But now pushing back, Scruffy is going to get a few of these mask extractors. And on the other side, a very secure base now with the shield. One thing to say, very little air in this game so far. Both players choosing to use their power on the shields instead of air. Of course the Mongoose outranging, definitely an advantage for EAF at this stage. And nobody's really picking up the civs yet. Now Tech 2 power for Scruffy. If he gets that finished, looks like he's got power problems right now. It's going to be a huge advantage. Cruise missiles for Pebble. And most likely we'll have some targets. Tech 2 mask extractor here for Scruffy. And a Tech 2 factory here. Of course those are the two main targets, and more Tech 2 engineers. A few TMD here would really help out. We're just seeing scouts coming in now from and here come the cruise missiles. And that should be pretty good at destroying this base. There goes the Tech 2 mask extractor, so successful attack from Pebble. More obsidians. And we're seeing more cruise missiles coming in now from Pebble. And this one is going to be targeting the T2 factory, forcing the engineers to spend a whole bunch of mass repairing it. And actually we're now seeing Pebble making his way towards Scruffy's base, taking over this right side. Need to get some engineers there, take that back. Safe play from Scruffy. Retreats back to a Tech 2 point defense. Looking at Scruffy, Tech 2 power. Very good defense here. Another Tech 2 point defense. And total of 2 kills so far for this cruise missile. Now looking at Pebble's base, he does not have too much Tech 2 power. He's still at Tech 1, which is a big disadvantage. But actually successful. We've seen a Tech 2 factory for Scruffy get taken out by the cruise missiles, which is a big disadvantage now. No more shields for a while for Pebble. And now here comes the battle. Very nice push, but we saw Pebble really not lose any of these Mongoose, stay out of range. They do outrange any of these units, and now they're going to attack once again. More cruise missiles. We just saw cruise missiles take out a Tech 2 PD, so far great play from Pebble using this missile launcher. 3 kills. Now once again this battle continues. some power problems we're now seeing for Pebble. Here comes a Tech 2 factory. It has been rebuilt by Scruffy. But we gotta say, a single shield, of course, in close range, these obsidians would take on these mongoose, but Pebble can kite them all day for the most part. That's exactly what he's doing. Therefore, of course, these mongoose have two different weapons. They have a very high reload weapon that they use right away, and then maybe a bit of a mistake there, so they saw some kills for Scruffy, but good recovery. More Tech 2 shields, and a lot more Tech 2 mass for Scruffy. Pebble now getting some Tech 2 power. His ACU is still Tech 1. Getting a few more scouts. 4 kills for the missile launcher. Scruffy has just been sitting here in the corner. Very safe position. Just taking his time. In a bit of an engineer fight that Scruffy is going to win. More Tech 2 point defense planned, plus some TMD. Pebble really spamming those scouts, and both players have gone into this basically taking the stage. Just this minor skirmish that keeps on going. You got an engineer from Pebble is going to try to get some of this mass, all these wrecks. And my guess is that whoever goes to Tech 3 first and whoever is able to use that better is going to have a huge advantage this one, either with Harbies or Percy's or perhaps an ACU. Can get the gun and try to make some progress. Otherwise, these two forces just won't be able to break each other. With all these obsidians and Tech 2 point defense, really not much chance. One thing we haven't seen in this game is mobile missile launchers, which is maybe a little disappointing. But a very close fight, so mobile missile launchers will be vulnerable to units like these, either mongoose or obsidians. So Pebble making this push, allowing his engineers to come in, give him a little space, get some more mass extractors. And scouting just continues. TMD planned once again. Really the only successful attack in this game has been that cruise missile launcher for Pebble. Otherwise, definitely a map advantage, a map control with this good base from Scruffy. And this side base looks like it's finally being retaken by Pebble to make map control very even. Civilians are completely not attacked. They do have some Tech 1 point defenses. Those are easily taken out at this stage, and free mass for either player. But neither player really taking advantage. And it looks like Tech 3 has been started by Scruffy here in minute 20. No Tech 3 yet. Some TMD now for Pebble. And if Scruffy gets that Tech 2 or Tech 3 land first, be a huge advantage to see some Tech 2 flak there from Pebble. So pretty quiet here at minute 20. I'll speed this up slightly. It looks like finally Scruffy moves in, or Pebble moves in, takes out some point defenses. Should see engineers here shortly. And some TMD at the shield to protect that Tech 2 power. And that's one disadvantage that aeon do have at Tech 2 stage. They have very strong units in close combat, but they will be outranged by either UEF or Cybern. So with proper micro, definitely UEF and Cybern have an advantage at the Tech 2 stage. And here come the Harbies. And that's going to make this game very interesting. Very quick. It looks like it's just a single factory. See, more build capacity is needed for Scruffy. And it's going to be the Tech 3 that's going to come in, put a lot of pressure on actually Tech 3 land for Pebble as well, and he's trying to get a Tech 3 mask extractor, so a little more eco before the battle for Pebble. And he's actually made a Percy. Of course, this unit right here can take on a Harvey with no problem. But now multiple Harbies in with shields. At this point, probably a pretty good advantage for Scruffy with those numbers, and he's going to start moving in. But I expect Pebble to be able to fight this one. Of course, at this stage, very surprising, Pebble doesn't have the gun. Pebble thinking about a snipe, but then he changes his mind. He's just going to take that mass back. Scruffy also very quiet with his ACU. Just more point defenses. Definitely wants more tech 2-point defenses. Tech 3 force can run this over. And now we actually have some snipers. That would be the best way to look at this. Here, this way we get the point of view from both players. Scruffy once again retakes this position, and the sniper is really a big advantage for Aeon at Tech 3 stage. Percy's also have a pretty nice range, but also of course the Aeon could go with besides the snipers with some, and that was a great kill there. Besides snipers, the disruptors to take out the shields. A nice shield counter. And here comes the force. Expect Harbies, these Percys to get quite a few kills, and they're really holding their own. It's really hard to break EEF like this, and perhaps Scruffy definitely overestimated his force there. Successful defense is going to turn into a counterattack. We see these snipers, and actually a total disaster there for Scruffy. Great defense from Pebble. We can see the Harby spam is actually gunships now for Scruffy. This force continues to make progress. Harbies and gunships. Of course, gunships next to gunships at this stage, not that powerful. And actually a Tech 3-point defense. So no more passage to this choke point for and now we're going to see a similar attack. And EEF totally dominating now. Although Harbies are getting some really good kills, as well as a Tech 2-point defense. But the Percy's leading, so much health on those. Run over the defense. And this is looking really bad now for Scruffy. Some Tech 1-point defenses, more Tech 2-point defenses. And this is basically EEF dominating, and what we're seeing here. A gunship snipe. An attempt to kill Pebble, of course. 10 kills for Pebble, not too much better, and he needs to get that shield. He needs to get under the shield as soon as possible. While we're watching, actually these Harbies might be countered by the Tech 1-point defense, but lots of damage. And Pebble's going to make sure that never happens again. Of course, the Tech 2 flak, to snap somebody who has Tech 2 flak with Tech 2 gunships, you got to get really lucky, and that could have been a desperation move there from Scruffy, although Scruffy still has pretty good map control with his main base. A couple of really nice mess chunks, but lost quite a bit of Tech 2 power and a lot of build capacity here. Still some units at the back door waiting, and they'll start coming in and killing. Looks like no raider for Scruffy. These Tech 2-point defenses getting taken out while not shooting. It's a big disadvantage there. Tech 3 power for Pebble. We've seen Pebble really turn this game with at the Tech 3 stage. Here we're seeing gunships. It's going to take a long time for a gunship to kill one of these. They're just going to kind of laugh and keep shooting. trying to take out the Tech 1 point defense. There are really no options for Scruffy to put any more pressure on Pebble. Now with Tech 2, Tech 3 anti-air, Tech 3 point defense, Tech 3 power. It looks like this Percy after 12 kills, very big kills. We see all these mask extractors are destroyed, and it looks like a transport now planned for Scruffy. And he's not gonna move in. And flying over Tech to flak, not a good idea. Scruffy gives up here at minute 34, but an excellent play. Very even game until the Tech 3 stage, where it was basically UEF winning the game. This is an interesting attack, 100% scouts, where the Percy's just overwhelmed the Harveys. So hopefully people enjoyed it. And if you have any feedback on this arrangement, maybe too many windows, maybe too little, I'm looking forward to it.